Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to give my verdict on who should be the player of the season. Not a fairy tale ending, not who's the most improved player, the best player in the league. And I can't lie, I'm going to give my top 5, but when I was thinking about it, I was like, there's so many names to choose from. There's so many players like Pulisic, players like Trent Alexander-Arnold, who I won't even mention this video. But with a lot of thinking and a lot of thought, I've narrowed this list to 5 names. And let's see if you guys have agreed with my list. But before I go into this video, make sure you guys like, comment and subscribe and give me who you think should be on the list. But before I even start this list, I am going to give out honourable mentions because I know there's going to be people like, what about Danny Ings? What about Vardy? What about Trent? So the first honourable mention goes to Danny Ings, who has transformed himself to one of the best strikers in the league at the moment. He went from 0 to hero when he finally joined Southampton and became the second top goal scorer in the league this season. As a Liverpool fan, I was glad to see him go out the club, man. I was thinking, this guy is dead wood. He's not the same player as he was at Burnley. He can't be the top man. He can't replace Luis Suarez. So when I found out Southampton called Liverpool and were like, yo, like, can we sign him? Wait, like, you want Danny Ings, like? But the guy has literally scored 22 goals this season playing for a mid-table side. And if you looked on Boxing Day, they were 3 points off the relegation zone. And if you guys didn't know, Danny Ings has been involved in 47% of Southampton goals this season. The second honourable mention is Bruno Fernandez. There is no doubt that he just arrived at Man United, but the impact he's had on that side looked down and out, predictable with players like Daniel James and McTominay in the midfield. But now he's brought spark, creativity, goals, despite all of them being penalties. I'm just saying that, all of them being penalties. But he has brought goals, assists, new, fresh ideas into the side, and he's not only brought smiles to the team, he's brought a lot of smiles for the Man United fans. It feels like those Man United fans have been hibernating across the whole of winter, not saying anything, and then when the summer comes, when Bruno Fernandez starts performing well, but that's when they start coming out like their head will go out, talking all this crap. But in the 14 games he has played this season, he has contributed to 15 goals. The third honourable mention has to go to Jamie Vardy, a Premier League legend who has proved that he's still able to do it at the age of 33 years old. He has finished as the top goal scorer of the Premier League this season, bagging in 23 goals. Playing in an inferior side compared to the likes of Man City and Liverpool is tremendous. But like I said, this guy's 33. When are these type of players going to start playing at the top level? But this is just a testament to how great Jamie Vardy looks after his body. Now it's time for the real list of who should be in my top 5 of best players of the season. So number 5, it has to go to Raheem Sterling. If someone told me 4 to 5 years ago you could sell Raheem Sterling for 50 to 60 million pounds, I would have been like, alright, I'll drive him to Manchester Station right now myself. Like, I will get him out my club. Not because he was a prospect young talent growing up at Liverpool, but he had so many glaring holes within his game. He had 2 left feet. He couldn't pick out a pass. He was just not intelligent to play in the number 10 position. This season and last season, he has literally put all the doubters to bed. He has scored 20 goals in 33 games. He has led Man City in top goal scoring this season, with the likes of Aguero and Jesus still playing, who are out and out strikers. Not only that, his ability to take on players 1v1, being a dynamic runner, creating chances, being able to position himself in good areas to get a lot of tap-ins. Okay, I shouldn't have said tap-ins because of what happened the other day. But all jokes aside, he has been able to position himself like a true striker, get into the 6-yard box and being able to tap it in. I do believe Raheem Sterling is their most important player. Hold on, I know Kevin De Bruyne is a better player than him, but we saw it last season when Kevin De Bruyne was injured for the most of the season. Man City was still able to win the title in the end. Raheem Sterling is the only true out-and-out winger, and if they didn't have him as a luxury option, it would be much easier to defend against the likes of Man City because they will not have an outlet ball to stretch the defence of the opposition. Okay, number 4 on my list is Jordan Henderson. I know you guys are probably thinking, look where he's come from. He came from Sunderland and he gradually built himself up to become your captain and replace Steven Gerrard. That argument is too based off narrative. It's a fairy tale ending. If I really wanted to read a fairy tale, I would just watch Disney or something. This is what the English media do. They try to create a narrative to make their player, their Englishman, win this award when he doesn't deserve it. It's true Jordan Henderson has won the league, but we can't keep basing on a narrative. We keep changing and moving the goalposts. Remember Kevin De Bruyne in 2017-2018 where he won the league for Man City? Salah still won it based off his individual performance, which shows that it's an individual award regardless of how well your team has done. Like I've said, he's not individually as good as the other players on the list, but he does deserve to be on this list, don't get me wrong. Undeniable, his energy, his tenacity, it is infectious for the team. They always press the ball high up and win the ball in good areas for the likes of Salah, Mane and Firmino to bag in those goals. If you look at his statistics, he has won over 2/3 of his tackles when he goes in for a challenge. This shows how effective he is. His leadership is so important to the side. Otherwise, if we go 1 or 2-0 down, it really shows that we need him as our captain to lead us. Third on the list, it is Sadio Barney. How quickly everyone forgets about how great of a winger he is. Probably the best winger in the Premier League today. But it feels like a Men in Black scene has happened to everyone, where everyone has forgotten his brilliance. Everyone has literally forgotten after the pandemic of how great he's truly been. And wait, don't worry guys, let me remind you how great he's been. 18 goals, 7 assists in the Premier League this season shows that he's not only a goal scorer, but he can help bag in the assists for his teammates. And I know you guys are going to be thinking, like Sterling, Salah, they have those numbers, like what's so great about them? Let me put it into context about those numbers. He has scored goals which have meant something. Not those tap-ins that Sterling gets at the end of games where it's 7-0 against Watford or 5-0 against Southampton. Like, no, not those type of goals. Mane scores important, decisive goals. He has been responsible for turning tears into enjoyment at the end of games. Look at the goals against Aston Villa. Look at the goal against Man City. Important, decisive goals which have changed draws into wins. And the numbers have shown this. He has been responsible for scoring 5 match winners, which shows that he's responsible for getting Liverpool 15 more points this season. I've said this since day one. I always felt that Mane is a better player than Salah. Salah over dribbles too much. Mane is more of a team player who's looking to create chances for his teammates rather than looking for his overall individual numbers. Okay, number 2 on this list, I am not trying to be biased. I know it's another Liverpool player, but it is Virgil van Dijk. And you guys know how much I love this guy because you have watched my other video, right? Right? You have watched my other video, right? This guy is Mr. Consistency, Mr. Reliable. He's a Rolls Royce defender. He can do literally anything. Like I've said in my other video, I believe he's the best centre-back who's ever played in the Premier League. Best, not greatest. I know there's great defenders who've won more, but this guy is well on his way. But this guy is so important to our side as he allows the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson to be essentially our creative midfielders. You saw Trent Alexander-Arnold finish 2nd in the Premier League this season. This is because Van Dijk is that good. Van Dijk has these fullbacks back and allows them to press on to try feed the likes of Salah and Mane and Firmino. It's helped guide just again with Liverpool having the best defensive record in the Premier League this season, conceding the least amount of goals, and also helped Liverpool reach 14 clean sheets. I know I've said this before, but I feel like they're always trying to look at the new shiny thing, the new fresh thing on the market. Because players are literally getting robbed because of how great they have been. They're getting robbed for the consistency, and we've seen this for the likes of Messi and Ronaldo in Ballon d'Or races before. But like I've said, this award should not go for the freshest thing, not the shiniest thing, but who actually deserves it as the best individual player this season. So who's number 1 on the list? You guys have probably guessed it. He was announced the other day as the player of the season, and I do agree with this. So drum roll please. The award goes to Kevin De Bruyne. He deserves to win this year's PFA Player of the Year. It's not best fairy tale, it's not best new shiny thing which has just came to the Premier League. It's the best individual performance of the season. First of all, let's just look at his statistics. He has scored 13 Premier League goals as a midfielder, the most for a midfielder this season. At Kevin De Bruyne's right foot, it should be illegal. The way he strikes the ball with that much power. This has literally been backed up because he has been awarded the goal of the month twice this season. And if you guys aren't impressed by that, let me tell you about how many assists he has got this season. He has got 20 assists this season, tying the legendary Henry for the most assists in a Premier League season. That is undeniable. With Trent Alexander-Arnold, he is the best crosser in the league. But you know, when Kevin De Bruyne pops up on that right side and he literally whips the ball in, it's like, it's always going to be a tap-in. It's like Aguero and Sterling are ordering food, and literally Kevin De Bruyne always gets the food on point. Literally delivers the food on a plate, which allows Sterling and Aguero to gobble the food on a plate and score those balls from 6 yards out. And now it's time literally for the eye test. It's undeniable. He's a majestic, beautiful footballer to watch, man. He's literally Picasso disguised as a footballer, man. He's an artist with the way he creates goals. It's an undisputed fact. Yes, undisputed fact that he is the best midfielder in the world right now, currently playing at the peak of his powers. But yeah, that's my top 5 best players of the Premier League this season. And if you guys disagree with my list, or if you guys feel like Jordan Henderson and Sadio Barney should be higher, just let me know in the comments on who you guys believe who should be awarded as the best player this season.